What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. He's better looking even without the hat. Surprise ending. Alright, but for reals though, this is like my fourth time shooting this video. They dropped it on the website before the forums, and it had no mention of a sneak preview of the new Bo-Katan. And I just got done shooting this for a third time, and realized I didn't push record. So, I'm a little miffed right now, but we're going to get through this kit. I'm not even going to give you my original commentary because now we have new information about a new character coming. Not talking about Paz, talking about the new Bo-Katan. Tank, Mandalorian, light side. Alright, we're going to go through all the mechanics and everything. So Bo-Katan's going to be an epic confrontation. So if you guys aren't familiar with what an epic confrontation is, we have two epic confrontation characters currently in the game. We have Darth Malak, Malgus Malak, and then we have Gas, General Anakin Skywalker. Those are epic confrontations. Typically epic confrontations, just so you guys are aware, I'm giving you guys as much of a warning as possible. When Malak dropped in the game, he dropped overnight and he was here for 3 days. So just letting you know, don't be like, is this gonna go to the journey guide? Probably not. This may not even be here for a week. I don't know. I don't remember how Gas's event was. I think Gas was maybe a week when he came out. Alright, so we're gonna go through all this. We're gonna go through the mechanics on Paz. I almost want to call him Pez, but or Fez, whatever. Paz is his name. Anyways, Bo-Katan Mandalore high-level character preview. I'm sorry, I'm just double-checking. I pushed the record button this time. Bo will heavily interact with 2 damage with characters like Paz and Bam. Will synergize with her. I don't like Bam being with Mandos because Bam has a lot of scoundrel synergy. I'm hoping this new Bo will also be a scoundrel, but it's just really frustrating how Mandalorians are so fragmented in this game, and maybe that's by design because they're fragmented in the show, you know what I mean? So I like how they're going with light side and dark side Mandos now. We're kind of like parting the seas, kind of like Moses. But I wish they did this a couple years ago because I never liked, because the only thing Mandalorians had good going for them was Maul, and then when Lord Vader came out, it was like, well, now they suck again. Anyways, let's keep reading. Let's see what we got. Additionally, Bo will introduce a new stacking locked buff for light side Mandal. See, so that's exactly what I'm talking about. Light side Mandos. That increases their defense health, which will make Paz very, very, all caps, very tanky. I mean, he already looks super tanky, so this will probably just make him, like, crazier. But, I don't know if that's a good thing. Once the whole squad is assembled... Guys, did you hear that? The whole squad compete with Galactic Legend and Grand Arena with Bo's Omis. Oh, God, another Gak Omi character. Well, I'm not doing them. With her Omis and upcoming Datacron affix, of course. So, yeah, okay. Bo will be a powerhouse to be reckoned with. Okay. Sure. I mean, you guys remember Dr. Afra when she came out? She killed literally everything and everybody because Datacrons. Anyways, Bo will knock at 7 stars from her event and will not require shipment currencies to finish her shards like you did for Gas and Malak. So feel free to spend your gets because CG knows we're all swimming in get right now. Well, that is kind of nice because those characters, that was kind of the crappy part about Malak. Is like, yeah, you got him at 4-star, but it was like, all right, now I gotta wait like another 3 or 4, 5, 6 months to 7-star him, and same thing with Gas. So that was kind of annoying. It's like, you unlock the character, but we're gonna put a boot on your wheels. You know what I mean? Like you're stuck. Paz Vizsla's kit. I'm gonna go through this a lot faster than I did originally because this is a pretty simple kit. Does damage 3 times, 1 for each barrel. He gains a stack of heat, overheat. We'll explain what those do later. And then as you build stacks, your attacks do different. They have different properties. So if you have 5 stacks, you're gonna gain a stack of resilient defense. That's the same taunt debuff that Mace and TIE Defender have. I really like that. I meant debuff, buff. That's the same buff that they have. I really like that, so that's how he's going to be taunting a bunch. Deal additional instance of true damage, so that kind of just synergizes the bow, and the attack cannot be evaded, which is nice. Well, the true damage can be evaded. Ancestral Broadside. So Ancestral's kind of calling out to OG Bo-Katan's lead. I think it's like Ancestral Armor's her granite ability, which is not very good. Deal physical damage to all enemies, inflict breach, and crit damage down for 2 turns. That's not bad. Gain 5 stacks of heat or overheat until the end of the battle, which cannot be dispelled, cannot be prevented. Gain 1 stack of resilient defense. Mandalorian allies recover protection equal 10% of his protection. So that goes back to him being tankier and him stacking his health pool. Kind of reminds me of Base a little bit in terms of his mechanics so far, but yeah, I like the fact that he's another way for the team to heal because you don't have Maul like constantly at calling people to barrage, and then you can take advantage of a OG Bow's heal. OG Bow is going to be really annoying. We're going to have to come up with some interesting acronyms for these people. The 5 stacks of heat, light side Mandos get crit avoidance up for 2 turns. That's good. At 10 stacks of heat, inflict daze on all enemies for 1 turn. At 5 stacks of overheat, you remove 15% TM from everybody. Now we go to a second special. Cool animation. I like stuff with flamethrowers and jetpacks. Not bad. Deal physical damage to all enemies, inflicting burning for 2 turns. Inflict expose and stagger on the target enemy for 1 turn. Pass against protection at 50% and retribution for 2 turns. This ability deals 30% more damage for each stack of overheat Paz has. Remove all stacks of overheat. So this is kind of like your I'm gonna cash out ability. You know, you build up your stacks and you're just gonna go in for one big old hit. Kind of cool. 30% more damage per stack of overheat, and you can go up to 20, I believe. Which, you know, this potentially can hit really hard. I mean, he is a tank though, so keep that in mind. But you never know. We'll see what his stats look like. At the start of the battle, Paz gains 10% defense, max health for each other Mando ally, and 15% defense and max health for each light side Mando ally. For each other, not each, but each other. Whenever he gains taunt, dispels it, gains 2 stacks of resilient defense until the end of the encounter. He has 10% crit avoidance and defense for each stack of resilience defense he has. Okay, that's nice. So he'll be definitely a thick boy. At the start of the encounter, if the leader is a light side Mando, he gets Frenzy for 2 turns and resilient defense. Cool. Whenever he loses a stack of resilient defense, he gains a stack of heat. Okay, that's really good. So you dispel him, you're going to just kind of like charge him up. At 10 stacks, the abilities that generate heat instead generate overheat. So, okay, so that goes back to you're going to get 5 stacks of this or 5 stacks of that. So, okay, that's where that comes in. Wasn't too sure about that. Whenever he gains overheat, he gains 10% TM. Whenever he's inflicted with a debuff that can be dispelled, he gains 5% TM. Okay, so he's going to just kind of snowball, I think is kind of the purpose of his kit. He's just going to start snowballing. This part's really interesting right here. The first time he reaches 1% health, he dispels all debuffs on himself, recovers 100% health, and gains damage immunity for 1 turn, takes a bonus turn, then dies. So kind of goes out with a bang like the show. All other Mandalorian allies recover 100% protection. During this bonus turn, his cooldowns are reset, he has 100% offense, and his heat and overheat stacks are set to max. So what does heat and overheat do? Heat is basically potency. Overheat is offense minus tenacity per stack. So when you're maxed out, you're going to have 100% potency, so that's how you're going to be able to remove that TM and inflict the daze like a lot more consistently. Although I would have preferred to have like tenacity down personally. Overheat, you're gonna have 200% offense max and minus 100% tenacity. So that's actually kind of cool how that plays out. So him having less tenacity is good because he's gonna have opportunities to get a bunch of turn meter when he gets debuffed. Also, 100% offense on his last stand turn, if you want to call it. He's gonna have a total of 300% offense, so he might actually do some serious damage, especially considering your AoE here does 30% more damage for each stack of overheat. That's gonna hit really hard. So I think the best way to handle characters like this is with like a Disintegrate or an Annihilate from Nihilus, because they are not reaching that 1% health, they're just dying. So I think he looks pretty good so far. I kind of like him. I like him a lot more now I know that, you know, there is a team that's getting built. He does have a TB Omi, which, I mean, we'll read it, but it looks like fun. Well, we'll see. I might apply it if we need to, but I would not recommend applying TB Omis right now. So he gets extra stats. He gains stacks for resilient defense, and then when enemies revive, that's so specific, but you know, TB. So he's gonna gain stacks. He's gonna supercharge. He's gonna get resilient defense. He's gonna get TM. Holy moly! And all Mandos recover 50% health and protection. That's crazy. Inflict all enemies with healing immunity for 2 turns, can't be evaded or resisted. Yeah, that reads like a TB Omi. Usually TB Omis are the most busted ones in the game. So overall, I like his kit. He reads like a really good tank. Obviously, they're designing a team that's, you know, meant for this character, but I like how his kit doesn't say anything about all allies need to be Mandos. Maybe that'll be Bo-Katan Mandalore. She's going to be the one that's going to lock everybody down and be like, you can only use these 5 characters. And it's just like, great, there goes theory crafting. But I do like his I like his kit. I think it's pretty cool. He looks like he's gonna be a really fun tank. Like I said, I just think when you get tanks that are too much of a threat, kind of like Reva. You know, it's like Reva, she's a tank and you have to kill her 3 times and she hits harder and she snowballs, and it's like, well, you just disintegrate her and she's gone. So I get a little, you know, worried when I see these characters that I get a little bit too overpowered, because then people just default to just a character elimination ability. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool. We'll have to keep an eye out for when this event is coming. Maybe we're not getting a legacy character this year, guys. It's something I was thinking about when I did my original video, one of the 3. I was asking myself, does Paz Vizsla read like a 1 of 4? And what I mean by a 1 of 4 is like a 1 of 4 for the 4 characters required for like the Star Killer, the Afra. Like, are we gonna get like one this year? Maybe we're gonna get both. Maybe we're just gonna get overwhelmed, because I feel like this year has been nothing but just roster just stretching. Like, it's kind of crazy how many characters we've gotten in the last 6 months, or teams I should say, not really characters but teams. To me, he doesn't read like a 1 of 4, so because she's an epic confrontation, I'm just going to immediately say he's not. So there's still a possibility we're going to get a legacy character at the end of the year. I just think that it makes more sense that we just do an epic confrontation, because honestly, there's like 6 weeks left, you know what I mean? Like, tomorrow is pretty much Thanksgiving, and then next week is Christmas. I mean, it's going to fly by. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video for the 4th time. Gosh. Please be sure to leave me a like if I earned it, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what you think about Paz, and let me know what you think about if we're gonna get a legacy. You guys think we're gonna get a legacy character still, or do you think we're just gonna do this epic confrontation and then the new raid, road ahead, all that stuff, you know what I mean? So let me know what you guys think. I'm curious to hear about your thoughts. Other than that, guys, take care for the 4th time today. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.